Ang topic natin for tonight is how do you prevent people from draining your energy? Bago tayo siguro mapunta sa topic natin, kilalanin muna natin, sino ba si Libni? So this person is a transformational coach, a TEDx speaker lang naman guys, no? And founder of the Safe Space PH. Ano yan
Actually, while I was listening to her kanina, di ba, nagkukwento siya. Ano papasok sa isip ko?
Ano?
WOW.
Wow.
Kasi, I mean, yung backstory na Bray, single mom, 2 anak. So, parang, paano mo i-juggle yun? So, while you're telling your story, parang merong nostalgic feeling sa akin na nakikinggan ko siya, paano niya ginawa yun? Yun yung pumapasok sa utak ko kanina pa. Kaya, napawawa ko. So, ano ba ang backstory nung iyong video? Kasi, tungkol dun yun di ba, Bray? Di ba? So, if you may share.
So stop saving people. Let them learn their lesson. Even if it's painful, yes, sanay tayo na, save people. Pero if it comes to the point na ubos ka na, and it's not serving anyone. You help people because you want to. Don't take away the lesson from them. Let them learn. Let them live life.
So, backstory of the video, it was during the retreat, actually. And everything that I share during the retreats, everything that I share to people, I really come from a space of integrity na napagdaanan ko. And ayoko, it's a very leaky energy when I say something and I don't fully embody it. And however, that lesson came from a person. Diba? Like, people come into our lives because we learn something from them. The second dad of my son, kasi he used to provide, we had an agreement that he's gonna provide. And then there was a point where he stopped providing and I just keep saying yes. And it came to a point na parang hindi na siya tama. Because why are you having access to the kid when, you also
you're not
have...
providing.
Yeah, the energy isn't reciprocated ba? So I said like, nah, this is the end. I'll stop it. I'm not gonna save you. Save yourself. Diba? And then that was the time na, nah, I'm just gonna create this boundary, save yourself. Because if I continue teaching you how to treat me, you think it's okay and you'll do it to other people, so the cycle never ends. Parang ganun. So that's the person that is coming out of my mind right now, na, which led me to having that parang fully embodied na lesson to myself and everyone. Ganun.
Paano ba kayo mag-replenish ng energy? Paano nyo nire-refill in a sense yung sarili nyo so that, when these things happen, hindi ka na-drain? How about you, Direk?
Okay, I'll start Sige. Paano ko yung fiancé mo? When do you know that it's worth saving? Kumbaga kahit na-drain ka, hindi worth it to. Kailan mo siya gagawin or kailan ka mag-withdraw? Kasi guys kaya ako natatanong sa'yo, ang daming ganyan kasi minsan parang mga tao naguguluhan sila sa comment section. Teka, kailan ba ako, dapat mahalin mo, tiyagain mo. Yung iba naman, mag-pull out ka na dyan, negative yan. So, ano ba yung ano ba yung sweet spot?
Podcast na naman with Gerald at Brian. Aral lang pulutan sa inuman at kwentuhan. Pinagsamang veterano, parehong talentado.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Life Over Whiskey Podcast, where we share valuable life lessons and stories you can learn from over a glass of whiskey. My name is Brian.
And I'm Gerald.
Direk J, I'm so excited for this episode. Ask me why.
Bakit?
Etong guest natin, which I will be introducing in a while. This person is up and coming. Lalo na in the content creation scene. Pero as we've seen on some of her content, grabe yung substance ng tao na to, no?
I would agree, Bri. Ano nga di ba? Parang, di ba, nag-uusap nga tayo one time, sabi natin, uy, how come itong tao na to ngayon lang natin nakita? Ang galing, magaling magsalita to, ha? Punong-puno ng substance. Ang galing.
And we see talaga, that the people who are constantly showing up right now, I would say these are parang glimmers of light and hope, spread out into the world.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of creating content.
Correct.
I'm so excited, Direk. If I may introduce.
Go ahead, sir.
So this person is a transformational coach, a TEDx speaker lang naman guys, no? And founder of the Safe Space PH. She's also a proud mother of 2 and soon to be married. Congratulations in advance.
Congrats.
She's also an internationally certified master in neuro-linguistic programming or NLP and holds certifications in hypnotherapy, emotional change transformation, Reiki, and quantum healing. She uses her extensive expertise to bring a truly holistic approach to healing and personal development. She has been leading transformative retreats in Australia and Philippines, here in the Philippines, helping individuals break through limitations and step into their highest potential. Whether through her retreats or online coaching experiences, one-on-one mentorship, Libni's mission is to liberate lives and empower people to create abundant, purpose-driven lives. And when it comes to energy, she calls herself a modern alchemist.
Wow.
Blending spiritual woo-woo magic with real-life transformation. Without further ado, let us all welcome Libni Fortuna.
Yay!
Yes!
Hello, dear!
Kanina ko pa pinipigilan yung sarili kong magsalita. Kinikilig na ako.
The intro was mouthful, pero that gives us a perspective of who you are.
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
Galing.
Sobrang thank you.
No, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be sharing, a lot of things with you guys and finally to be heard and
Yes.
seen.
To be seen and heard, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, Bri, alam mo, ngayon parang mas alam ko na kung bakit siya naging align sa atin.
Bakit?
Nung sinasabi mo yung mga background niya, narinig ko, Reiki, hypnotherapy. Di ba,
Alam
just
mo,
like,
may mga guests kami dito who actually spoke about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Galing,
It's
galing.
happening now, so yun.
Yeah.
More into energetics.
yeah.
Well, thank you for, again, saying yes,
Yes.
to being part of this show. Sobrang excited ako, Direk. And maybe for our low barkada who's
Yes.
listening on this episode, marami kayong mapapulot from our guest as well.
Sana.
Bigyan lang natin ng konting backstory ang ating low barkada.
Oo naman, sige.
Oo. Alam mo, ito yung, ang galing Ito yung guest namin na to. Actually, na-move kami ni Bri. May nagpunta sa FYP namin. Hindi ko alam kung FYP ba namin dalawa or Life Over Whiskey FYP. Basta nakita namin. Tapos, ano yung sinabi niya, Bri?
Ano ba sinabi niya?
Yung parang,
Stop saving
What
stop
content?
saving people.
Yes. Okay.
So, parang sabi-
Madami naman kasi siyang lumalabas na content.
Yes,
Kaya nagpo-viral.
So stop saving people. Let them learn their lesson. Even if it's painful, yes, sanay tayo na, save people. Pero if it comes to the point na ubus ka na, and it's not serving anyone. You help people because you want to. Don't take away the lesson from them. Let them learn. Let them live life.
Kasi sobrang direct to the point at the manner of the way she's saying it Yung tagus talaga sa kaluluwa mo.
Yes. Pero, yun sa
Do
video
not
na...
save people, grabe.
Yes, pero dun sa video na yon, kaya siya nandito ngayon sa podcast natin.
Natamaan kasi sila, guys. So, sila yung mga savior.
Yan. So, Bri, ano na ba ang topic natin for tonight?
Ang topic natin for tonight is how do you prevent people from draining your energy?
Nako, ang dami niyan.
Pero direct, bago tayo siguro mapunta sa topic natin, kilalanin muna natin.
Ayan, sige.
Ayan. So for those people who doesn't know the backstory of Libni, Libni, can you share to us maybe a background or backstory? Sino ba si Libni?
It's a very, very long
Loaded
story.
question ba yun?
I'll do my best, and I'm gonna connect it to where I am now. So I basically grew up in church. I'm a church kid. My dad used to be a pastor. So growing up, we're all into this mga motivational, yung mga ganon, personal development. And then there came a point that I left church, etc., and then went on my own journey. So I guess to make it really short, along that, I was equipped na with a lot from my dad and experiences. So, parang hirap talaga siya sagutin. Paano ko siya makakonti? I grew up in a background na Christian kami, and then my mom and dad nag-split sila somewhere in between. So, I was a very independent, responsible second child. Pero at the same time, kind of rebellious kasi marami akong mga bagay na gustong gawin. My dad was like, no, you can't do that, you can't do that. So, and then fast forward, hirap talaga siya i-contain in words. I became a single mom, at the age of 21. And then, because of that, I was trying to cover up na, hindi, magaling ako. I was at my prime years of college, and then I just graduated at that time. And then I said, no, magaling ako. And then I was proving myself to everybody. And then sabi ko, I'm gonna go to med school para lang so I can prove myself na magaling ako. And then I had parang ex-relationship na yun siya. And then on med school, I again became pregnant with my second child and iba na naman na partner. Sabi ko, hindi ka pa natuto, girl. So sabi ko, hindi ka pa na talaga natuto, no? And then eventually, I was doing med school because I wanted to please my dad. And at the same time, there was a parang societal expectation that I need to be this. I wanted to look good in front of everybody. So it was a validation for everyone. I wanted to belong, ganon. And then yun, di ko nga siya natapos. So until second year lang ako ng med school. And then after that, nag-journey na ako. Sabi ko, this isn't happening for me. So I worked here in Manila and then was trying to fix the relationship with the second dad. And then turns out that didn't happen. So I'm like, okay, I failed again. So 2018, I failed again. I went home, zero Davao, and I was really depressed. So at that time, Instagram was my friend. And then I was just sharing like life stories, like this is what's happening and this is what I'm learning. And from there, people were like resonating with that. And then I find myself during that time talking to myself a lot. So during that time as well, I was baking crinkles lang para to help my dad din kasi nakakaya. I have 2 kids and then umaasa pa ako sa dad ko. So during that time, I was immersing myself in baking crinkles. I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk all day long, like all night long. Like so, indirectly, I was being mentored by him. So he was my motivation in selling crinkles. And then I realized, like at that time, the crinkle business was booming because I learned during that time that people want to be nurtured. It's not really about the business, not about the product. It's actually about the service that they get. So I kind of had like a spiritual journey along my crinkles thingo. And then eventually, I met a set of people who kasi I was limited to my corporate job at that time, who was into digital marketing. So my world opened up na pwede pala ako, I can earn more than what I'm currently earning right now. So I dive into that and then I started my own social media agency. I had money to, make, I left my home and then I really flew and said, Dad, I have to go. And then I carried my 2 kids with me. I was single mom back then. So I rented like my first condo. And sabi ko, sige na, sugal ko na to, 2 months lang yung pera ko, pero sige, kaya ko to. Like, I fully trust myself. Tsaka hindi ko na nakaya yung control. And then they were starting, because I was dating at that time now with my fiancé now. And then, yun na time, I said, I can't really, I have to grow. And that at that time, I said, I really have to trust myself. And there were a lot of times that I wanted to back out, go home. And I said, no, I have to do this for my children. And so I kept, as in, wala talaga akong tulog during those times. Nilaban ko talaga ang social media agency na yon. And I said like, this isn't working, this is burnout, I'm over it, parang tapos na ako. So I said like, I really wanted coaching. At that time, I was sort of coaching people into personal development, sort of lang. So I was having clients. I said, I think there's more to this. And then I asked si Tony Robbins, I'm not sure if you know him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I really like him and I already had the idea that if I model his footsteps, I'll probably get where he is na, ganon. So I told him, nag-stalk ako sa kanyang ginagawa. So I ko, oh, he started din like this. And then I followed and I was listening to him all the time. Sabi ko, okay, so if he is studying this modality, like NLP was his language back then, I asked my best friend in Australia, sabi ko, do you happen to know any lang that can teach like this? And I said, yeah, I know, like it's an online thing and then everything. I'm like, okay, sige, sugal ko na tong last money ko into this, like, I'll just give my all, parang ganon. So I told my fiancé, hey, I think I'm gonna jump into this. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I just have a good feeling about this na I'm gonna jump into this. And then he said, so go ahead, parang go. Tapos, you know that na once you give your all, you want to receive everything because you've let go of that parang attachment to that energy. It's all about energy kasi. So when I was there playing all in, yun na talaga last my 7 days, as in all in talaga ako, tanong ng tanong, and everybody were Australians, mga Australians sila. And I was only Filipino online. And then, at that time, sabi nila, when will you know na nangyari yung goal mo? What's the parang indicator na that your goal happened? I'm like, in November, that was May. In November, I'll be flying in Australia and I'll be there. Like, I'll be really there taking masters because that was the next level. And then, so it happened na nangyari na nga, na nandun ako sa Australia ng November I didn't have money back then.
What year is this?
It was 2022, I think, 2022. And then I did the masters and then nagsunod-sunod na siya. And then I had like I worked for this one client, then we did the retreats all together. They started running retreats, and doon na yung nag-start yung all the rest. So yun yung sort of history na sana naging.
And now that you're into the coaching business as well.
Yeah, I'm into the coaching business now because I've seen the need na here in the Philippines. So I kind of brought the practice that I learned from Australia here in the Philippines kasi nga it's talking about energy, sobrang low ng vibe. So when I was there in Australia, I said, it's so unfair that everybody thinks so abundant, everybody's so abundant.
Yeah.
Why are we not, experiencing that? Bakit ganon, unfair? And then I said, I had to bridge the gap between how they think and how I can bring it here in the Philippines. So medyo bago siya. Like it's really new. So yun, dun siya nag-stem.
Risk taker din talaga to si Libni. No?
Hindi, grabe.
Yung tumatalon talaga siya. Parang last 2 months ko na yung ganong kwento. Like, ano yan eh.
Actually, while I was listening to her kanina, di ba, nagkukwento siya. Ano papasok sa isip ko?
Ano?
WOW.
Wow.
Kasi, I mean, yung backstory na Bray, single mom, 2 anak. So parang, paano mo i-juggle yun? Diba, napaturo siya sa...
Background niya.
Background ko kasi yun eh. I mean, hindi ako single mom. I mean, my mom.
Pwede din.
Pwede rin. Pero yung mom ko is a single mom. And then she raised me. So, while you're telling your story, parang merong nostalgic feeling sa akin na nakikinggan ko, shit, paano niya ginawa yun? Yun yung pumapasok sa utak ko kanina pa. Kaya, napawawa ko. Yun yung...
Yeah, I wouldn't discredit the fact that my partner was really there to like live, go. Kasi my family lang kasi wasn't really that supportive. Of course, they were coming from a place of protecting you.
Of course.
I think that's a common scenario talaga when it comes to family.
Yes.
They mean well, but sometimes, they're not able to see what you see.
And they're not ready, I think, to see you fail. Parang ganon.
Yes.
Yeah, because like they're going to pick you up pa talaga on that na, no, I can't afford to see you fail. Parang they can't, I think because they can't handle failure. Whereas you see a parent that is, kulang, you're allowed to fail. Like, so it really depends. If that makes sense.
I want to ask you, kasi sabi mo kanina, you came from a broken family, right? And I would assume na it really hit you yung, syempre, you have 2 kids, right? From 2 different fathers. What was your realizations nung time na yun na, you came from that kind of environment and then now, were you afraid na yung anak mo would feel that way too?
No, I guess no, because I don't want them to feel, kasi I just fill them with love. And if they're filled with love, they won't be experiencing the same way. Because personally, I was looking for love then.
At that time, diba?
Yeah, at that time. So if I were to think about if they would experience the same, no, I guess not. Because I've already, it has to start with me.
So instead of them thinking na ganito yung sitwasyon, because you feel them with love.
Yeah. And I was very honest with them. Like, this is what's happening. This is my opinion. However, your relationship with your father is different for your relationship with me. Parang ganon. And the fathers are not showing up. So I'm like, it's not on me anymore. Like, the door is there. And how are you not responsible? So yun. So yun, that's my part as a parent. Yun naman.
I think siguro kung i-relate natin to the podcast episode, ang topic natin ngayon is how do you prevent people from draining your energy?
Ayan.
Siyempre, ibang aspeto yan eh. Meron tayo yun dun sa relationship.
Yan.
Ano
Meron
pa ba?
din
Sa
tayo
business,
sa friendship.
Sa friendship.
Sa business. Sa work.
Workplace.
Diba? So, marami naman tao na nakaka-drain sa atin eh, diba? I mean, pwede rin minsan yung hingi ng payo sa'yo, pero asshole naman pala. May mga ganun, diba? Maraming ways.
Ulitin mo.
Asshole. Diba?
Baka iba ay marinig nila.
Asshole.
Okay?
So, meaning, tanong ka ng tanong, bibigyan ka ng payo, iba gagawin mo.
Correct.
Diba? I mean,
Okay.
we are allowed to decide on what to do. But sometimes kasi if it's the obvious, and then I would say na you wasted my time.
Correct.
Tapos you're not gonna follow what I told you to do. Parang feeling ko, and then why did I waste my time with you?
True.
Diba? So, parang yun yung minsan na struggle nating lahat. Actually, lahat tayong tao na may mga tao talaga nakaka-drain sa atin. Diba? So, ano ba ang backstory nung iyong video. Kasi tungkol dun yun di ba, Bri?
Actually, yes,
di ba?
yes.
So, if you may share.
Backstory. So, backstory of the video, it was during the retreat, actually. And everything that I share during the retreats, everything that I share to people, I really come from a space of integrity na napagdaanan ko. And ayoko, it's a very leaky energy when I say something and I don't fully embody it. And however, that lesson came from a person. Diba? Like, people come into our lives because we learn something from them. Right? So, that story, vulgar na.
Sige, vulgar mo. Exclusive! Sa Life Over Whiskey, dito nag-share ni Libni. Okay, go.
So sorry if ikaw to, pero kasalanan mo to. So, kasi, the second dad of my son, kasi he used to provide, we had an agreement that he's gonna provide. And then, there was a point where he stopped providing and I just keep saying yes. And it came to a point na parang hindi na siya tama. Because why are you having access to the kid when, you also
You're not
have...
providing.
Yeah, the energy isn't reciprocated ba? So I said like, nah, this is the end. I'll stop it. I'm not gonna save you. Save yourself. Diba? And then that was the time na, nah, I'm just gonna create this boundary. Save yourself. Because if I continue teaching you how to treat me, you think it's okay, and you'll do it to other people. So the cycle never ends. Parang ganon. So that's the person that is coming out of my mind right now, na which led me to having that parang fully embodied na lesson to myself and everyone. Ganon.
Alam mo, Bri, nakarelate ako doon sa sinabi niya. Kasi, naalala mo, gines natin si Ria Yap. Remember her, right? So
Hypnotherapy,
she's a hypnotherapist, si Ria Yap, no? Sometimes tayo as human being, dalawa naman yun. It's either hindi ka matulungin or matulungin ka. Diba? Parang gano'n. Or merong somewhere in between, yung alam mo na anuhin yung energy mo diba? So parang, ako kasi, siguro, ang DNA ko sometimes is to help people simply because when I needed help, walang tumulong sa akin. When I was starting my career, when I got, siguro when my mom passed away when I was 21. So, parang feeling ko, I had it the hard way. So, parang feeling ko, I am entitled to help everybody who's in need. Diba? So, until, na-realize ko one day, sabi ko, parang ako na yung na-anxiety. Ako na yung na-anxiety. So parang sabi ko, shit, kinukuha ko lahat tong energy na to. And then, kinatago ko, hindi ko mabato. Kasi ayokong ibato ko nyari sa'yo or kay Brian. Dahil pag binato ko yung energy na yon, para ako nag-excrete ng trash sa inyo
Ng garbage.
Ng garbage, di ba? So, sabi ko, then, na-anxiety ako. And then, a hypnotherapist came. So sabi niya, Gerald, you know what's the problem with you? Baka kasi hindi mo lesson yan It's their lesson pero inaako mo. Gets mo? So, doon ko siya na-realize na sabi ko, shit. Oo nga, no? Baka sobrang mentality ko, help. Finifeed ko lang yung inner child ko na parang, kasi hindi ba ako natulungan nun
True.
Pero in reality, tinatanggal ko na yung journey doon sa tao.
Correct.
So, kaya ako nakarelate doon sa, kaya nung pinost mo yon parang,
You're taking away the lesson from them.
Correct.
And at the same...
Mic drop
Diba?
Yeah, tsaka at the same time, we didn't have boundaries kasi we were taught, diba, growing up, oy, please natin si mama, si papa, gano'n. So we weren't really taught how to create boundaries. Lalo na Pilipino, you're not allowed to talk back. Parang gano'n. So when you talk back, parang diba, like, bastos ka, gano'n. So what I've learned there is if you just stop saving people, they learn to fend on their own.
Yes.
Yung may nabasa ako na caption na, teach a man to fish and they will you will feed them for the rest of their life, parang ganun. So 'di ba? So yun lang, yung parang dun ko na gets na you also have to teach them how to fend for themselves.
Pero alam mo, Lib, kasi since tayo nagbigay ng ganyan na point of view, gusto kong hingin ang point of view ni Brian dyan sa ganyan. Kung nakakuha ka kung meron kang ganyan experience. But alam mo, meron ako experiment na ginawa bago mo sagutin na. May ginawa ako experiment, Brian. I have managers under me. I have 40 people under me. So this person, manager siya. Galing niya. Sobrang producer siya. Pero, for some reason, every time na may problema, he would ask me what to do. Pero ang galing niya. So parang nasanay siya na ganun. So sabi ko, okay, may one time may problema, hindi ko sinagot. And I told my superior, do not answer that question.
Yeah.
Let me handle it. Hindi ko rin sasagutin. Tignan mo na mangyayari. After ilang minuto, alam niya na gagawin.
Teaching them.
Alam mo, Bri, kailan lang nangyari to? I think 1 week or 2 weeks ago. True enough. Wala pang 5 minuto. Hi, Sir J, okay na. I've solved it already. So parang, it only shows na sometimes if we spoil people, pag ini-spoon-fed natin, hindi natututo eh. We're not creating leaders.
Yeah.
It's
Diba?
like going back to my children ba, like a lot of parents give iPads to their kids,
Yeah.
supply all the time. So whenever they feel like, Mommy, I'm so bored, bigay agad. And then when you take it away, no, tantrums na.
I can't live without it.
when my kids say, Mommy, I'm bored, I say, very good. Then you start, I'll give them crayons and they start becoming more resourceful. So dun napapanganak yung mga creatives,
Yes.
yung jumping into art, like really expressing themselves. Kaya I
Yeah.
really believe that we are here to express ourselves and we don't outsource it from something else.
Galing.
Diba?
Parang taking ownership no?
Yes.
Yes.
Pero Bri, ikaw.
Yung parang, di ba, we like helping people. I
Yes,
think that's
yes.
evident naman.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
sa ating dalawa, that's common denominator
Common, yes,
natin.
yes,
Oo.
yes.
And then over time lang, na-realize natin na, I mean, there are people worth saving. There are people na you have to set boundaries. Kasi if you don't set boundaries, they will abuse you.
I agree.
At the end of the day.
True.
Right? Pero sinasabi ko is there are times where kailangan you need to step up in a sense dahil paano kung tatalon na yan? Paano kung tatalon na yan sa bangin, for example?
Okay.
Di ba? Kumbaga,
What
hindi
to
pa
do?
Hindi mo pa ba anuhin? So,
Yeah.
parang, how do you balance it out? Na sometimes, you also are having that intention to protect that other person. Di ba? Pero, yun lang, binato ko lang yun. Pero sa akin kasi, siguro, in a sense, yung in a professional way, in my experience, lalo na pagdating sa production back end, especially on events, sometimes it's draining in a sense na maraming factors kasi involved na wala akong control, which is, for example, other suppliers.
Correct.
Right? Especially pagdating sa events, pagdating ko doon, hindi ko alam how that other person will act. Or may checklist ba yan na to ensure na the outcome
Yes.
of the event will be great. Right?
Pulido.
So, there are a lot of times in the past na I end up doing the role of other people because I care about the
outcome.
result or the outcome.
Okay.
Pero nakapagod pala.
Of course.
Nakapagod pala. No? I mean, not unless they pay me. They pay me to supervise the whole thing.
Para may hugot si brother dito.
Labasan pala ng hugot dito.
Ano ko? For this specific role, if you expect me to do 2, 3, 4, 5 roles.
Gets. So, kumbaga, kung ano ka, kung driver ka ng bus, hindi ka konduktor. Hindi ka rin pasahero.
Pero minsan kasi pwede mong gawin, di ba?
Correct.
People have to understand na hindi ibig sabihin na kaya kong gawin yung 2,
That I have to do it.
4, multitask at the same time, that I have to do it. Because that's not basically what I signed up for.
The question there is, what role are you playing on that part? If you just keep saying yes, people will always treat you the way that you allow them
Yes.
to. So if you just keep saying yes, they'll think that it's okay. Without, like, okay lang yan, bigay nyo kay Brian.
I think
Diba?
yun the reason why a lot of people allow that to happen, maybe because they don't know how to have a conversation
Agree.
to resolve the conflict.
Or not willing.
Or not willing.
They know, they're just not willing.
They're not willing.
Yeah.
Or they're afraid.
Yeah. And most of the time, it's the fear in between that stops them from actually going on the other side. And that fear kasi, again, going back to 0 to 7 years old, bawal kang sumagot. That's a programming that we all have that we didn't know growing up how to unlearn until we go through life experiences. Oh, you get a coach that knows how to deal with that.
Isipin mo to di ba kunyari, you're in a certain group. Ang manipulation kasi, like, di ba pinag-usapan natin about nade-drain tayo. Certain situations or maybe with people.
Yes.
Di ba? So, if you're in a certain group, so, let's just say tayo, sabay-sabay tayo, magkaka-contemporary tayo, right? And then, since we were young, sanay kayo na basagin ako or let's say, basta parang loko-lokohin lang. No? And then I would just shrug it off and,
Biro lang, ganyan,
Bryce just like that. Diba? Parang ganun.
Ganun
Lib is
talaga
just like that. Oo, parang yan yung way of love namin eh. But in reality, sometimes, yung mga jokes na yan is a form of insult eh. And nakasanayan na. So, what happens after a few years? Pumapalag ka na. Pag hindi ka nagpapanipulate, ano magiging storya niyan? Ang backstory na niyan, mayabang ka na. Kasi naging successful ka, kaya yumabang ka na. But in reality, ang nangyari lang naman, hindi na ako papayag na gagawin mo yan sa akin. Hindi ko na ibibigay yung energy ko kasi nadidrain ako sa inyong dalawa.
Correct.
So, yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, na parang, sabi nga ni Lib, may mga kaibigan na parang, hindi mo na kailangan para may mga kaibigan na pwede mo i-save, may mga kaibigan or let's say katrabaho, na hindi mo na kailangan i-save. Kasi mas importante na kung saan mo ilalagay ang energy mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pero gusto kong tanong sa inyo, no? Paano ba kayo mag-replenish ng energy? Paano nyo nire-refill in a sense yung sarili nyo so that, when these things happen, hindi ka na-drain? How about you, Direk?
Okay, I'll start Sige. Pero save the best for last tayo siya.
Doon tayo sa last.
Okay. Ako kasi, Bri, sabi ko nga sa'yo, just like in the office or even with my business, pag may hinahandle kang tao, lalo na in all walks of life, may mayaman, may mahirap, may katamtaman, may LGBTQ, lahat yan iba-iba. Diba? Minsan, ang mahirap doon, pagpasok mo pa lang sa umaga, meron ka ng tinatawag natin na basura. Okay, so basura, ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung negative energy na ibabato sa'yo sa umaga.
So positive
Yes.
ka, tapos biglang ganun.
As being a business owner and at the same time a leader in our company, hindi mo maiwasan yung trabaho ko yun eh. Trabaho ko na isipin ang mental health ng mga tao ko. That's how I want to phrase it. Hindi ko siya trabaho literal, pero nilagay ko na siyang trabaho ko. Okay? Now, umaga pa lang, yun na yun marireceive mo. 3 storya na iba-iba. Niloko ng girlfriend, niloko ng boyfriend. Merong isa, dahil hindi siya nakakapag-produce, nasisira na yung ulo niya, parang wala na siyang confidence. Meron
Problema sa pamilya.
Oo, meron naman isa, pamilya, monetary problems. I mean, okay lang eh. Parang may ganun. Pero minsan, pag maubos ka na, di ba ang tinatanong mo, paano ko siya?
Paano ko nagre-replenish?
Oo,
kasi nade-drain yung energy
minsan
mo
pag
dyan.
mga 5 na, hindi ko na talaga kaya eh.
Yeah.
So, ang gagawin
What
ko,
do you do?
Bri,
Yeah.
I work out every day. Yun yung form of relaxation ko. Para matapon ko yung ganung energy. Matanggal ko sa sistema ko. So, workout ako, I pray,
Yeah.
I meditate, and pag hindi na talaga kaya ng powers ko, I would talk to someone, let's say my partner, si Chai, I would talk to her and ask her, what do you think about this? It's not that I'm throwing my trash sa'yo. It's just that I need someone to listen to me. Kasi parang feeling ko it's too much for me to carry.
Yeah.
Hindi naman siya as if tatawagan ko si Brian and I would call yun, hey Bri, may basura ako today.
Correct.
Baka gusto mong makinig sa
Do you
basura
wanna
ko.
find out?
And, I mean,
Nandamay ka pa eh.
nandamay ka pa, di ba? Parang, parang as being your friend and a business partner, hindi ko na para iparamdam pa sa'yo yung trash ko eh. You get me? So, yun ako. That's how yun yung pagpag ko. Yun yung pagpag ko.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Pagpag. So,
Oo.
I love it.
ako, I would say, the way ako magpagpag, so to speak, di ba? Sa pagpag,
Oh, lagi
Parang
sinasabi
sa
ni
labay.
Brian pagpag na yan.
Pamahiin,
So, sa kanya
pamahiin
galing yung
yan,
pagpag na
oo.
yan. Oo.
pamahin natin yun, di ba? Pagpapagpag ka, pag nagaling ka sa week or lamay. And the reason why you do that is because you don't want to bring home something, right? Pamahiin natin yan. I guess in a sense, whenever I feel like I'm drained, na ayoko naman mandamay din ng ibang tao.
Correct.
I want to be responsible around what I'm experiencing. What works for me is a change of scenery. Change of environment. Kasi spontaneous ako eh. So sometimes may mga kaibigan ako na randomly nag-aaya. Recently, Malaysia. Like first time ko sa Malaysia, parang kinakabahan ako. At the same time, na-excite ako. Kasi it's a new thing. I guess that works because it allows me to feel the energy of experiencing something new for the very first time. Or something that I'm not accustomed to. So what really works for me is lalabas ako to change the pattern. Parang pattern interrupt no? So the usual na nangyari sa akin, ganito all the time. And then I change it up so that I can detach myself, and maybe that will offer me a different perspective, or maybe someone throughout that journey ko, may makikilala ko who will, pag nakausap ko, ay, oo nga, no. May realize ko siya.
Ang galing lang na magkaiba tayong dalawa. Pero may natutunan ako sa'yo ngayon na parang ganun pala dapat na pwede rin, hindi naman kailangan na pala mag-workout ako eh.
Correct.
Baka pwede rin pala na, try to go somewhere. Or pwede kang, try, at least try something new.
Yeah.
Diba?
True.
Galing.
How about you, Lib? Paano ko ba magpagpag?
Okay, same kay direct. I changed my environment first and foremost. So since lumabas naman ako sa tatay ko, I really shifted the environment. So tahimik na talaga yung house ko. May puno, it's there. So quiet space. And then on normal days where I don't feel like myself, I really make sure that I create the energy. So it starts with maligo. The first thing, the
so
basic,
routines
yes,
are very important for you.
yes, the basic necessities, like really making sure that I am taking care of myself, and then at the same time really creating the energy wherein sumasayaw ako pag ng music, like I turn on the music, tsaka laksa ko talaga yung volume, tas sayaw, so I can create the energy, so I can give more for the rest of the day. Kasi nga, diba, we're giving energy for the rest of the day, so we have to make sure na ma-fill in natin yung cup natin with that energy. And then, at the same time, meron ding times where my mind is really cluttered, so I put my thoughts to paper, so para mas makita ko in visuals, like, okay, so this is where I am, eto na yung mga nangyayari. And then, I also make sure that I connect with the people who knows better than me, especially if nasa loop na ako ng, hindi ko na alam yung gagawin ko, how do I get out of here? And then I really make sure that the people that I ask questions are those na they already know, hindi yung parang same kami ng situations. Yeah.
Pero, what if, question ko lang, gusto kong backupan nyo na, what if, let's say you ask a certain person, di ba? Sabi mo, let's just say si Brian, mas mataas ang level of achievement niya. Kunyari. And then he's your good friend for a long time. And then you ask him about a certain scenario. Eh, may ina-expect kang sagot. Eh, yung sinagot ni Bri, it's not what you expected na maririnig mo from him. Do you get offended or do you follow kung ano yung sasabihin niya?
Yeah, I'll only be offended if I'm expecting a certain answer from him.
Expectation ka na agad
Yeah.
sa tinatanong mo.
Whereas you just come from a space of listening, and then you decide after if this answer is really going to help you. Okay, that's where chaos happens, when people push their belief too much on other people, expecting them to believe in what you believe in. So yun na yung mga ang daming away na nangyayari, right?
I think that's very common, yung parang, we have certain set of beliefs and values, and we have to be careful to not project them to other people. Let other people decide if these are the set of values and beliefs that they will also subscribe to.
True. Yeah.
Right.
Because we came from different parents. Iba
Correct.
din yung environment
Upbringing
natin.
natin,
Yeah. What may be true for you may not be true for me. And then some people push their beliefs sa'yo. And then like, what? Tapos magalit ka if I don't follow what you said. Like, I didn't even say yes to that,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ito na, naalala ko lang, hindi ko alam kung napag-usapan natin off-cam or kanina nag-shoot tayo, no? Sabi mo, di ba parang yung energy sometimes, pinipili na natin kung kanina natin ibabato eh. Di ba? Or kanya tayo tutulong, di ba? Kasi nakaka-drain, di ba? Ang tanong ko, okay lang yun sa magkaibigan eh. Example, or di ka workmate, parang we're not aligning anymore. It's not worth saving. Okay na yun. Di ba? Gusto ko malaman take yung dalawa eh. Paano ko yung fiancé mo? When do you know that it's worth saving Kumbaga kahit na-drain ka, hindi worth it to. Kailan mo siya gagawin or kailan ka mag-withdraw? Kasi guys kaya ako natatanong sa'yo, ang daming ganyan kasi minsan parang mga tao naguguluhan sila sa comment section. Teka, kailan ba ako, dapat mahalin mo, tiyagain mo. Yung iba naman, mag-pull out ka na dyan, negative yan. So, ano ba yung ano ba yung sweet spot dyan?
Yeah, a lot of people are on the fence if their relationship is worth saving. Diba?
Yeah, if the partner is willing to work with it, like that is something that I want to work on with, because relationship is a two-way street. Dapat the same energy that you give out is also the same energy that you receive. Kasi what happens is if you keep exhausting your energy, yun na yung overwhelmed. The fuel is exhausted. So you want to be in a relationship wherein pantay kayo and you have to come up with an agreement na ito yung agreement natin dalawa. Do you agree with that? Yeah, yeah. And then if hindi naman siya na, alam mo yun, parang kontrata ba? And if the other party is not agreeing on it, then that's when you decide na, oops, we agreed and you didn't follow through. And that's like something that we agreed on. So it didn't happen. So you then decide, you get to now choose. You have an option now na, okay, what do I do now that this is presented to me? So relationships should be a two-way street wherein the other person is willing to work with it. Yeah.
Ikaw, Bray.
I think yun yung importante talaga eh. I mean, to have an open conversation with people who matters to you the most.
Correct.
Diba? Kasi doon mas mabigat yung choice eh. Na do I stay? Do I have a dialogue with this person and see ano yung pwede natin gawin? Kasi nga, like whatever situation that you're in right now, when you acknowledge, when you try to communicate with the other party, ayan na yan. Nakikita nyo ng dalawa. Tanongin nyo ng sarili nyo, what now?
Yeah.
What do you want to happen? Are you open to explore an outcome na favorable for the both of you?
Yeah.
So maybe the question that you should really ask your partner is, are you really willing to work on the relationship with me? And if the partner isn't willing to make the relationship work with you, then you also have to take a step back and ask yourself, is this the relationship that I want to be in?
Galing.
Grabe.
Galing, no?
Galing.
Pero, Bray, I think it's
Ito na. So, tatanong lang
it's
natin.
time.
Igagawin tayong dalawang bagay. Okay, first is madali lang to. So, re-reveal kasi yung pangalawa after mo gawin yung una. Okay, so the first thing is, we just wanna know from you, ano ba yung top 3 qualities mo as a person, as a human being?
Authentic. Authentic. Same lang sila, diba? I have integrity. And very loving. Yeah. And also, kasali ba tayo? I wanna see
4.
people win. Parang ganun.
People win.
Yeah. I wanna see people win.
Actually, parang nasa love na yun eh. No?
Yes.
Nandun na yun sa...
May compassion.
Yeah. Compassion,
Yeah.
Compassionate, yeah.
So you heard it, guys. Top 3 qualities. Baka magamit nyo yung tatlo na yon. And now, nandito na tayo sa pinaka-inaantay natin na segment. Karaoke King ka ba?
Yes.
Oo.
Okay, sige, go. G.
So, kakanta ka, Lib, ng, let's just say, one song that resonates with you at this given
Can I choose
moment
the
in
song
time.
for her?
Ikaw mamimili?
Ako,
Sige,
kasi gusto ko
challenge
medyo...
yan.
sige.
Gusto ko, pasok sa title natin ngayon eh.
Yeah.
So, editor, pakipasok mo ang text sa ilalim. This is me.
Yeah,
This is
sige.
me.
Gusto ko.
Yes.
Oh my God.
This is me.
Favorite ko
Okay.
yan.
Okay?
Wait lang.
Yung
Okay.
lyrics.
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 Editor,
Sige,
pakilagay sa ilalim ang
Go.
lyrics.
Go. G.
Let's go.
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am Bruce, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me.
Galing!
Good job.
Good job.
Yes, thank you.
Ten, 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 ten.
You're ready to be the best
Ano
singer.
ba ang score? Ayan ang score mo.
Thanks, guys.
Hey. So, go
So just
back.
to conclude this episode, no, sobrang meaningful na usapan natin. I guess let's go around and share maybe our takeaways sa usapan natin.
Yeah.
Do you wanna go first, Direk?
Well, ako, Bri, for me lang, ang na-realize ko lang sa conversation natin for tonight, ako, hindi ko natatanggalin yung lesson para dun sa tao na yon. What do I mean by that? So, for example, di ba sabi ko sa inyo kanina, we all love to help.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you're taking the lesson from them. Kasi ang nangyayari, kapag yung tao na yon, meron siyang problema, ikaw, para kinikripple mo siya in a way na ikaw yung tumutulong.
Yes.
So kapag tinulungan mo siya, ang nangyayari, si universe, napupunta sa iyo yung lesson instead na para sa kanya yon. So ang nangyayari, hindi mo na siya natulungan, hindi na siya nag-grow,
Correct.
napunta pa sa iyo yung lesson. So parang, to sum it up, for me, help people, but do not cripple them. That is my takeaway.
Para do not be the author of somebody else's story.
Correct. Correct. Tsaka ilagay mo lang kung kanino mo ba dapat ilagay yung energy mo. Dapat matalino ka na ngayon.
Yeah.
How
I
about
think for
you?
me, it's really about setting boundaries and finding a way that suits you. Diba? These practices na share namin, as you noticed, if you're listening, iba-iba kami ng approach eh.
Yes.
And it's important for you to figure it out and maybe asking the right questions. That's for me.
Galing, no? Iba-iba.
Yeah.
How about you, Lib?
Yeah.
Maybe for me, it's really being true to yourself and really being honest with yourself. Because the more you're honest with yourself, mas easy mag-filter out ng people that is for you. And the more honest you are, the more na naglalight ka. And as you ito yung always kinuquote sa people kay Marianne Williamson na as you shine, you give other people the permission to
do the
shine
same
as well.
as you are liberated from your own fear.
Yes, your
Our
presence automatically liberates others.
Dude, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's my too. So,
I literally got goosebumps.
yeah. So, basically just be who you really are in this world wherein everybody tries to be someone else because honestly, they're just living a life that's not really theirs.
Yeah.
And they end up asking themselves at the end of the day, who am I really? And that's not the type of life because I've been there and it's very, very dark. And I don't want to go back kung saan yun. Because at that time, it was very dark and I couldn't see anything. It was so dark. And now that I saw the light, I made sure that I don't want anybody else to feel that. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Fuck, I resonate with you so much na, I mean, I guess, if you're a person who have gone through those dark moments in your life, yung pakiramdam na you're shouting in the deep dark void, parang may nakikinig ba? And you start doubting yourself. But then you realize that the truth is you have your own light.
True.
And it's just waiting for you to share it. Yeah. And maybe through what we're doing right now, these way or moments is up for us to express. And maybe who's listening, it can change their life.
100%. Like, that's what happened to me. And even if I doubted myself a lot of times, I just kept going, even if nobody saw me. And I said, like, this is something that people should know, that should never be afraid of who you are, because that will also be a permission piece to someone. And one day, my kids are gonna see that. And I don't want them to live that life because they already saw it sa akin.
Alam mo, Lib, isa lang masasabi ko, lakas mo.
Your authenticity
Totoo yan,
is your
lakas mo.
superpower, Lib.
Ang lakas mo. Totoo yan.
guys.
Bilib ako doon. Lakas.
Thanks, guys.
And with
that,
maraming salamat
mahanap si Lib.
for everyone who's listening and watching
Yeah.
this episode. Lib, I know that you are doing retreats, you're doing consultation, one-on-ones as well. Saan ka ba nila makikita should they in case require your services?
Yeah. Instagram, Libni Fortuna. TikTok, Libni Fortuna. Facebook, Libni Fortuna. I also have my, the community that I'm building. It's the Safe Space PH at Instagram. So it's getting bigger now. It's a space where everybody can be themselves, express themselves without being judged, because that's really needed at this time. And yeah, yun lang, the Safe Space PH by Libni Fortuna on Facebook. And I also have my podcast. It's Anyway Moving Forward. So
Anyway, moving
forward.
Yes.
Dapat ganun yung ano.
Anyway, moving forward.
So yeah, yun.
Check this
Pero
out as
ito
well.
pag may mga susupport kami ni Bryce sa'yo. So you let us know if we're free, we're going to support
Thanks,
you.
guys.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
That means
Thank you
a
so
lot.
much,
Thank you.
Lo
Yeah.
Margada, for tuning in on this episode. Sana marami kayong napulot na knowledge, kalaman, or maybe even things that resonates with you. And we'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.
Bye. Cheers, guys.
Mag-relax na tayo, sober man o tipsy. Aral makukuha mo sa life over.
Big Eyes Production.